Hi, I am Keijer on two wheels, and this will be the test drive of the Honda CB500X. My bike is this, the NC700X. So I am going to compare them directly. Okay, as the other two, I'm going to start front to back with one small exception. Just look at the paint on this black one. It's gorgeous. It's matte black. This is shiny silver. The edges of the Honda logo. This is digital camo. It's beautiful. It's really awesome. You really ought to see this one. So front to back, this is the same bike as the CB500R and F, only the suspension is slightly longer, it's slightly wider, but it's the same thing. 1 centimeter isn't really going to do much of a difference. Here you can see as the two wheels and brakes, and except for the wheel itself, the tire, the brakes, it's exactly the same. See? Same brake disc, same calipers, same ABS. The tires aren't the same. The tires are different, and they are different from the CBR. Cool. So here it is. You have your brakes. This one has ABS as standard. Not combined ABS. Yeah, not combined. You can see it from only one pipe leading out. You got your two-cylinder parallel 25 horsepower, 50 horsepower engine, or 48. It's limited for the A2 category license in Europe. You have these awesomely colored fairings, which have a hole to show the engine, which is always cool. It's a bit dusty, this one. Then you have the foot pegs, which I don't like, but they make a bit of sense on the X version, although on the R this is a bit too chunky. Passenger foot pegs, also nice. You have this beautiful, beautiful exhaust. I really like the way this exhaust looks, and I really like the way this tail light looks. These are the same indicators as on the NC700, so that's yet another cost-saving measure. You have your chain guard, your gears. So there's no difference from this one to the others. This is really beautiful. The tank is just, it looks like a tank. It looks like a war tank. It's awesome. Looks awesome. This dashboard is yellow. Here it is, turning on. So as with the others, you have your total trip, instant consumption, average consumption, and I don't know what this is, but I think this is the fuel left. No, it's not. It's the fuel you have spent so far. I'd say it's nearly done. Frack. I might have to fuel it a bit. So yeah, it's been doing an average of 5.6. I'm going to reset this one. So 5.6 liters to 100 kilometers is a lot more than mine does. So okay, this is going to be the average consumption. So let's start her up and start this thing. The mirrors, I am sorry to say, are the ones from the F, which are fugly. This windscreen is also wider than on the NC700s, and obviously doesn't have the tank space as the NC700 does. This is styled as a mini cross tourer, and it does look like a cross tourer that has gone into the washing machine and just shrunk itself. I'm not really much fond of this little blue detail here, and this adventure beak. I never quite figured out why that is. So your controls are your standard controls. Push to pass is here, back here as is usual. Lights and indicators have been switched around. So horn indicators have been switched around. You have your emergency cutoff. You have your emergency indicators here. So yeah, it's a lot thinner, see, and it feels a lot lighter. Oh, one very important detail I forgot. The seat is different. Look, it's textured, and it's only one long seat, and it's textured differently. And this is a cloth on top of the seat itself, because the seat goes like here, like this, and it's very thin and comfy. And these bars are polished and are really smooth to the touch. So far so good. Looks very well built. Whoa, what's this? Cool. Let's see what's what. It's exquisitely light, although this amber glass on top of the dashboard makes it slightly hard to see, even though it's a bit dusty. So this is an adventure bike. It's not okay. When you go to buy this bike, this is not an adventure bike. This is a regular old bike which with adventure styling. It's like the NC700. Can it go adventuring? Well, you put on a couple of mixed tires and you can do something. Don't overdo it, but you can do something. Not just don't go everywhere, but you can take the occasional gravel road with not much of a problem. Okay, so first off, this feels light. Feels like this the F. Riding position is about the same as the F, but the handlebars are higher up. You can see the arch here. See? So the handlebars are slightly higher. So you're on the NC, you're like this. You're really straight up and with the hands to your sides. This one you're still a bit forward, bent forward, just slightly. How am I going to? It's like when you're sitting at a computer desk and you just bend slightly forwards to reach the keyboard. That's the position here. It's a very comfortable position. Of course, if you want to go flat straight up, you just have to sit yourself in front and you're like this. But then your knees are a bit too bent and it's a bit awkward. Sitting in the middle and you're in a very comfortable position. And because of the way you're sitting straight up, it feels exquisitely light. Of all three, I think this is the one that feels lighter. It does feel like a fat 250, or even a 250 actually. Where do you want to go? You don't know where you want to go. Well, I do know where I want to go. I'm going to put her through her paces. Wow, wow. I can feel much more of a difference to my NC, because this is very similar to the NC in the way you're sitting and the way the controls sit around you. Because on the R you are bent forward quite a bit, so it's a different feel. On the F you have also a different feel because you're sitting slightly bent forward more than on the NC, and there's nothing in front of you because you're like sitting like here. This one is exactly like my NC700. However, it feels nothing like the NC700. For starters, there is no huge torque when you when you twist your wrist like this. Nothing. Okay, now we're beginning to go. Now we are beginning to go. Yeah, this is better. The NC has a huge kick from down low. Look, I'm going 40 something, low revs, full throttle. Nothing. However, riding the NC is like riding this one at these revs, where, oh, here there is a kick. Of all three of the CBs, this one feels, at this speed, felt the more unstable one. It's nothing much, but I could feel it squirming a bit, because it's very light, we were going relatively fast, and because of the sitting position, the center of gravity was a bit higher. This reminds me quite a bit of my 125, a little CBF, beloved little CBF. The NC is stabler at higher speeds, also it's heavier, and center of gravity should be lower. Yeah, but I am enjoying this. Windscreen is very effective. It's very wide and it works very well. I was going 120 and I couldn't feel nearly any wind. Plus, the little wind I did get was not turbulent on my helmet, so It's a very, very good windscreen, very effective. I am 1 meter 74 tall, so I'm average height. For American standards, I'm average short. Okay, I'm one of those average height guys. Not too tall, not too short, but inside the average, I'm tending a bit to the short side of the things. And this is just about perfecto in height. Everything's easy to reach. The ergonomics are very well done, actually. It's very easy to reach everything. It does, between this and the NC, you feel when the way you're sitting, it feels almost the same. This one feels it has less grunt. It has the same power, so it should reach around the same top speed, but doesn't have that huge torque. On the other hand, that's good because that makes it easier to manage. The NC is a bit violent when you roll your throttle on. It just kicks you in the back and says, "Let's go." This also has a lot more revs, so it's much more fun to ride, or at least it should, because I'm going to test that now. See, that's a problem. You have to be in the right gear. On the NC you can just screw the gears and go whatever gear you want, and it will work. This one, no, this is a regular bike. So, time for some twisties! Yay! I'm going to do a bend, and then I'll do an emergency brake test and see how it goes. So, the engine, as expected, is very smooth. It does have the power to let you have a bit of fun, but not too much. It's not a bike that's going to kill you, but it does have the power to kill you if you overdo it severely. It's not one where you just roll this and go out of control, hitting something. So I'm going to try a brake test before this bend. There's none behind me. So let's go. 3, 2, no. I wanted a straight place. Okay, 3, 2, 1 now. Wow, okay. Brakes very well. Really well. This was full throttle. Going up. Brakes really well. The ABS is awesome. I dare say the ABS feels better than on the NC. Don't know why, because it's supposed to be the exact same system, but it was smoother. Whoa. Okay, that's dangerous. I do hope I don't run out of fuel. I just remembered. Shit. If I run out of fuel here, I'm fucked. If I do run out of fuel here, I am fucked. Okay, so what do I do now? I think I will double back now and just go back home. Okay, fuck the fuel. Let's try this bike on these wonderful, wonderful twisty roads. Proper bends. It's very thin, and it once again feels like a very light little bike. It's very stable, very easy to ride. I like it, I really do. The yellow dash though, can't say I enjoy that one because I don't. I much prefer the F1 with the blue. It's easier to read. I don't like this yellow dash. I don't like the mirrors. Ugly things. See? Effective but ugly. this is just utilitarian. From here on up, it's just an afterthought. Otherwise, an awesome little bike. There is none behind me. Another brake test from 60 to 1. I didn't I stopped stopping in the middle of that one over there. Try to do it better next time. Let's do it again. Go down to 60, and after this grey car, stop. Wow, it's lighter, so it brakes better than the NC. However, I like the feel of the NC in high speeds better because it feels wider and heavier and more stable. On the other hand, this feels a lot more nimble and agile. So this one on the streets commuting to work is probably better than the NC. For longer trips, the NC should be slightly better, but this is very slight. This is just marginal. It's very comfy on this kind of awful ground. I'd like to shoot the guy who built this road twice in the nuts. The steering is also very light. Whee! I'm shaking. Woohoo! This is something I can't do on the NC, don't know why. But the whole bike feels good. I enjoy it. Now, I'm enough with the feel of the bike already. Let's rant about the engine. Hey, Mr. Dudes, let go of the fucking car stereo. Let me pass. Thank you. That's actually one of the good things about these adventure bikes, that you're sitting up so you can see over the top of cars and you can see into the cars. I've gone 160 on my bike here. Now this is okay, so this one is still, I think, in the braking phase. I also did not use the engine correctly, but it felt slower, or rather less acceleration, because on the NC I reached that part there at 160. So it's a bit slower than the NC. Well, it is a 500 versus 700cc engine. Even though they have the same power, the NC has way more torque, so that equates to a lot more acceleration, so that's where it gains. This engine though, it's somewhat funnier to ride around on. Look, thing is, I am so used to shifting at the NC's shift points that I do it on this one too. You can shift a lot higher. A lot. I got 8,000 revs to have fun with, and I'm not. I'm not, because I'm worried about the fuel consumption. And I can't really overdo it because this is not my bike. I wanted to shift because I thought I was running out of revs. Then I looked down and there's still way more revs to have fun with. Look, more revs, more revs, more revs. Okay, this is dangerous and enough. So, should I go that way? Should I? Test drive machine? Let's try it.